Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Jacob. We're here with the first Beyond Thy Multiverse podcast we are doing. I am joined by Eric and Levi.
What's up, scrubs?
Good to be here. Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about video game V cards. So,
Oh man,
first video games we played, characters we fell in love with, the works. So, just first video game we played. Man, first one that I ever played was Super Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt. That is the
that was a
first.
lot of people's.
I think that was like one that I can just remember vividly playing. Is either that or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, me too.
That on the Nintendo, that was one that I just played and played and played and played and played.
It was the shit. It's what it was. It was the best. Yeah, I think
Which
for me
one?
too.
The one. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. I think for me too, it was probably the same. That I had played. The first game I really remember just going like straight like, yes, this is the shit for was Mortal Kombat 3 in an old arcade.
Uh huh.
Fuck yeah. So that really got me into gaming, I guess that one. But yeah, no, definitely Mario Bros. And Duck Hunt.
Mine was basically very first game I remember playing. Well, I don't remember which one it was, but I remember these three. Maybe it was in the same day, same week, whatever. But I remember playing these. I don't remember which one it was, but I know it was which one was first. But it was. I think it was either Donkey Kong for on Atari because I'm that old, and
Uh-huh.
or what do you call it? Burger Time or Pitfall.
Damn,
I don't
Pitfall.
remember which
Right.
one, but I remember within the same week because my sisters went to piano lessons and I went with them and I just sat there and played video games when I was like 5 years old, 5 or 6.
Freaking Pitfall. That was a fun game. I remember playing that one a lot too.
Yep.
Um, kind of after, which is weird, believe it or not, that I
Didn't they
played.
make it on the Sega too? I think they did.
I think they did play or
Yeah, they did.
ported over to
Yeah,
Sega.
I remember playing that one on the Sega because I had a friend who had it, and we used to play the
I
shit
don't know
out.
if they ported it. I remember them being like a cartoony version of it, like a 2D platformer, but it was more like not really Earthworm Jim kind of cartoony-ish, but like that. I remember that, and
Yeah.
then I remember it for Fall 3D for PlayStation. PlayStation.
Hmm.
Mm.
I was about to say PS1, but I don't want to be that type of person. It's a PlayStation.
So, aside from the first video game I played, the first video game, um, that like okay, that's the one I first remember playing, but the one I think that really stuck out to me that I started to play towards first was Super Smash Bros. Um, I got uh, so we got a 64 one Christmas, and just that's one game that sticks out to me. I've played all my life, um, aside from Duck Hunt and Mario Bros. That's the probably the next big one that really took over a lot of my life. But
Mine was probably Mario 2, even though it's not really a Mario. If it was a Mario game, but it was actually that one game that they later on revealed that it was Doki something. I think I don't know, or Mega Man 2.
hmm
Yeah.
Those games like 100% invested in. I remember being a little kid in Jersey and pausing the game one night and then going to school the very next day and coming home on the bus praying to God it didn't freeze because there was no saving back then.
Oh yeah, that was the worst.
right, yeah,
Yep.
having to do that without being able to save progress.
Saving is
Yeah.
so great. It's just great.
Right, it's
hmm
something I feel a lot of people take for granted. You know, like
Yeah, nothing compares to putting in like hours of fucking work into your characters on like Labyrinth or whatever. And then turning off the thing and then just having it completely wiped.
right.
hmm
and then you're like, fuck, I have to start all over again. No, nothing. The amount of just frustration is insane there.
Well,
One
and, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, one particular time I remember. What was that game that had Arthur in it? Ghouls and Goblins, I think it was.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember falling down a pit, and you had to go down a big pit or whatever, I think, and it just froze on me. I remember I was like maybe like in like third grade or fourth, and I got so pissed off, I just banged on the console because I was like so stupid back then. I was like, God damn it!
You're like, no,
And it pissed me off because it froze on me.
Fuck.
And I was like almost done with the game because that game's hard. You only get like 3 hits and then you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mario is like that too, but still.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, I think for me, like I said earlier, the game that I really played that got one of the ones I guess that really got me started with gaming was Mortal Kombat 3, and that was when I learned that the most powerful move in all Mortal Kombat ever was the uppercut.
Yep.
The fucking uppercut. And even in MKX it does like 20% damage.
Yep.
And in older versions, you could uppercut somebody so hard you'd knock them into another part of the arena and it'd take out half their health, and you'd punch them and they'd die. You know, old school Mortal Kombat was pretty crazy. And I played Smoke. I was Smoke, and I just kicked some dude's ass. And I was like, this is the shit right here. And then I've played every Mortal Kombat, you know, from 1 up to now, just almost religiously. I enjoy them. But so that kind of influenced me a lot. And then the other one was Final Fantasy VII. This came a little later. And I started playing it because I lived in Casper, kind of. We were moving there. And I had to, I like, my parents had to give me like it to a babysitter because I guess I wasn't old enough quite yet. I must have been like, I don't know, 11 or something. I don't remember how old I was exactly, but I was bored. I had nothing to do with this dude's house at these people's house, but they had a PlayStation and Final Fantasy VII, so I started playing the game and I played through it. And I was like, "This is the shit! This game is awesome! Oh my god!" You know, and then I beat it on like one of the last days that we actually were there. And I beat it. My mom walks in, and there's that cutscene at the end where like Sid just goes, "Ah, fuck!" Like he says, "Oh shit," but it like is still like censored with the @ symbol and then the asterisks and what.
Yep.
And my mom saw that and she's like, "What are you playing?" I was like, "Final Fantasy VII." She's like, "Are you sure you should be playing that?" I was like, "It's edited, Mom." And I already beat it. You're a little late. But yeah, that one, I mean, I have a copy of that game, and that game really influenced the crap out of me. I love RPGs like that, and I now have every Final Fantasy ever because of that game.
And 20 shitty ports later, we're finally getting a remake.
Yeah, I hope they don't fuck it up. I saw something that they were going to change up the combat system, and I was like, no, don't.
Weren't they gonna get Ray Romano to do the voice of Cloud or something?
I heard they were gonna do that, but I think that was a joke.
Yeah, I think it was like a really big joke.
I think that was a joke. That would not work out.
That'd be hilarious.
It would. I just could not play the game. Like I'd turn it on, and then you'd hear Ray Romano's voice coming out of Cloud's face, and it would be so bad. It would just match up so horribly that I would just put down the controller, take the disc out, and then leave it in the case, and then just be like, no.
All I could hear is Deborah.
Deborah.
Have you
like
played
Buster
Have you played the Final Fantasy? Yeah. Have you played the Final Fantasy the episode one, the Final Fantasy 15 the episode? The English voices are just really weird too.
Oh yeah, the demo for 15.
Yeah.
Yep. I went to a local used game store, and what I did is I opened up the case and there was a code inside for Final Fantasy 15 demo. I'm like, all right, I'll give it a whirl, see what happens. And sure enough, it was good.
That is.
Did you buy
that
the
is-
game or did you just take it?
I just took the code. Just took the code.
That's a success kid meme right there.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
like I think I've literally seen that. He's like he just tries a random combination of letters and words. Worked.
Right?
And then after that, there's the one kid that gets the bad luck Brian that he puts in the code and it doesn't work because it's already been used. You're like, oh fuck! I feel that would suck balls to be that kid.
Right? Yeah. And I was like, oh well, since this is a U shop, you know, it shouldn't be as big of a deal. Like versus going into like a GameStop or a Best Buy and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Then that'd be a little shitty, especially since a lot of people bought Type 0 for that 15 demo.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
I did. I have it too, and I haven't even looked at it.
Yep.
I bought it for the demo. I haven't even played Type 0. I just traded it back.
Oh, you're just like, fuck 'em, I want the demo.
Because the game looks like it was a hack and slash kind of RPG kind of style game, which I like. I don't really like turn-based
Uh-huh.
because I just don't like standing there, hitting a button, watching a character flash, watching your character go back in line and formation with the other characters that you are or you can be, and then and so on and so forth. You got to use your healing power to heal your teammates, and that takes up your turn, and the enemy can hit you again, and then it makes you lose more power. Use another, so on and so forth.
I like
bullshit.
turn based because I felt like it made you have to you'd have to use a little bit of strategy in what you do. Like you were saying, you have to heal, but it uses up your turn, and in the meantime, the boss will hit the shit out of you. Well, I mean, it requires you to use some strategy to it, so that's what I kind of thought was really cool about it. I like
strategy. I don't really do strategy. I can do puzzle games. Like Catherine, I beat drunk. But I don't really do strategy because my thing is just hit the button, attack, like that. That's all I do. Even in fighting games, like I play as Chun-Li and I just attack, just go in for attack. I don't really block or anything like that.
Yeah. I see what you're saying though.
Yeah.
That's just me though.
See, and that's what I think makes some games great and other games crappy is the turn-based idea, and that is certain games have nailed down turn-based and other ones just have not. Like Fire Emblem, for example, that's one game. Turn-based strategy, it was great because your character died, guess what? You either had to retry the mission by shutting off your system, turning it back on, or guess what? They're gone forever. I like that kind of impact that it has.
Yeah.
But yeah. So kind of talked about the first game we played. Now we'll get a little bit more romantic with things, maybe. First video game character you fell in love with. Man, I don't even know where to start.
I mean,
now, do you mean sexually or just like iconically?
Okay, we'll go iconically first. We'll start out with the iconically first.
Mega Man for me.
Right on.
Like right now, I'm wearing my Mega Man T-shirt that I have that I bought at Hot Topic.
Mm-hmm.
I wore that like 2 days in a row. That's how much I like it. Without wearing deodorant, so I probably smell.
Just like, fuck him, I like my Mega Man shirt, damn it. Oh, fuck, I don't even know for iconically, I guess. I mean,
I think I've narrowed mine down to 3.
I do like the Big Daddy as well.
Big Daddy is
pretty cool.
Yep. If I had to choose, it's down to 3, and those 3 for me would have to be, first off, Charizard. Like, okay, I know that's not really a character that you follow, like it had no role other than winning you battles, but it's just
Pokemon. Badass Pokemans.
Yeah, Pokemon in general, and it's just been one character that I love. I mean, I even got Charizard tattooed on my calf, for Christ's sakes,
Digimon tattooed on you. Yeah, I know, I understand.
Oh my god, I'm gonna wreck you. Next would probably be Kratos, just because he's such a badass and he doesn't give any fucks at all.
True.
That would be one for me, and then finally it would be Master Chief, and that's just because, you know, kind of in the same sense of Kratos, where he's just kind of a badass, you know, and out, you know, he's not very vocal up until like 3, or you know, a little bit of 3, and then 4, and then upcoming 5. You know, you hardly heard him say anything at all. And
Yeah.
I think that's what kind of stuck out to me is like, hey, I really really like this character, and guess what? He said 3 lines. Like, you know, it just the idea of his story and how tormented now that you realize, you know, how he's been. Same with Kratos. Like, his past is messed up.
Yeah.
And I feel like I can kind of sympathize with them in a way of, you know, having a shitty past, you know, and just being pissed off and trying to be as badass as you can be, you know. But those would probably be 3 iconically that I can think of off the top of my head, for me.
Man, mine, I don't know. I guess, I mean, whenever I played Final Fantasy VII, I was always like, I had like the same party every time I did it, and it was always Cloud, because you had to have Cloud, but fuck Cloud. I mean, he was cool, but he was kind of lame compared to some of the other characters. As soon as I got Red, I was like, dude, this dude's fucking cool. He's a fucking tiger, basically. So I always fucking Red 13 was the shit. And Barrett and Vincent. Vincent was, you know, he was like the dark, mysterious dude that you don't know shit about, and he shoots shit with guns. And then Barrett was just like, he was almost kind of comic relief too, like Barrett, he was. Because he'd say some funny shit. Like he's like the Samuel L. Jackson of that game.
Say what again?
Exactly, with a gun for an arm. With a gun for an arm. So I guess those are kind of 3 that were iconic ones. And then like really recent, fucking Max from Mad Max.
Yep.
Yes.
Because he's a fucking badass. Like, I think one of my favorite lines from him was when there's a quest to get you have to get a jag tip for your harpoon called the Talon, and you have to destroy this a convoy to get it. And so your assistant dude Chumbucket's like, what did Jeet say? He's like, and he's like, well, there's this dude who's got a jag tip for the harpoon called the Talon. And then Max is just like, I'm going to take it from him. And then whatever happens, happens. He's just like, fucking whatever. I'm going to go in, kill them all, and take my shit. And that's exactly how the game played out. Like, the end of the game was brutal, too. Like, it was badass.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think that's probably, like, iconic characters that I think I've liked a lot. Oh, and Scorpion.
Yep, Scorpion.
Fucking
for sure.
Scorpion. He was the greatest in every Mortal Kombat. The absolute best.
Yep. Yeah,
Yep.
See, and then it's another one I thought of. It's not really fair to say because there's only been 2 games loosely based off the shows. So like, so I'm super into fucking Sword Art Online. I'm that one person. Yeah, and you know, Kirito, he's a fucking insane. Like, he's like, oh, guess what? Stuck in this world forever. Don't even care. I'm gonna get to the top floor and win because F the world. That's why. Don't care if I die.
It's whatever. I'm just gonna be cool and kill shit with my swords.
Yep. So I mean, in a way, I guess you could say that would be another one, but that's really loosely based, you know, because those games are based on the show, based on the book, you know. So there's iconically. What was the other one we were talking about? Oh yeah, that's right.
Kind.
The sexy kind.
The sexy kind.
Well,
man, there were a lot for me because I didn't have a lot of girlfriends. So I was just like, this girl in this video game is hot as shit. So that became like my girlfriend basically at the time. I'm kidding. I'm not sad. Ivy from Soul Calibur, especially like Soul Calibur 3 or 2. I don't know. 2 I think is when I first started playing it. And then, because she had just like crazy huge tits and she just like was all like and almost BDSM-y with her weird whip and then like the super skimpy clothes. And I was like, oh. And then Tifa Lockhart was another one. Because even though like the rendering was bad, because it was old school, you could still tell that she had big tits. you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, I think there was like one scene where she like kissed Cloud for him, like kind of like a peck on the cheek kind of thing. And I like got jealous for a minute. I was like, fuck, why can't I be that guy?
Fuck you, Cloud.
Yeah, I was like, fuck, god damn it, get away from my lady. And then like the most recent one, I guess, would be my fucking Titan from Destiny. Because I made a Lady Titan, because the lady character models are always better to play with when you're playing games, because it's just so much nicer to look at.
Right.
And my Titan.
I play as ladies because I'm a woman trapped in a guy's body.
Yeah, I just do it because it looks so much better to stare at a lady's ass the whole time than a dude's. Because you always you get either first person view or third person, and I would rather look at a third person view of a lady's ass than a dude. But mine was my Lady Titan, and when I was first making her, I almost made her look like Taylor Swift by accident. Like I was like, holy shit, it looks like Taylor Swift, and I was like, we're gonna make her blue. So she's super sexy and sassy and kills shit.
Taylor Swift and blue. So you made Taylor Swift. That's all her songs are about is bad shit.
She didn't bad breakups. She just killed a lot of fallen.
Well, if I had to pick a couple, so starting off, one of my all-time favorite games, Catherine. Eric mentioned it earlier. I would have to say Catherine, and not Catherine with a K, not the one Vincent was going to get married to. Catherine with the C, the one who he cheated on. Yeah, the blonde one. The one who he cheated on her with. And
spoilers.
I was gonna say that's spoilers. I mean, if you haven't played this game, do yourself a favor and play this game. Second off, if you haven't played this game and you want to play this game, you should probably mute the next minute or so, because I am going to go into a little bit of spoilers here.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So I mean, you get attracted to her, obviously, because this is the dilemma that every man is worried about facing when he's going to get married with a girl who he's not necessarily sure he's supposed to marry in the first place, which you probably shouldn't be considering getting married if you don't know you're going to want to be with this girl. But anyways, this is like textbook movie romance drama bullshit. But anyways, you see this awesome hot Catherine, you're like, oh, this is sweet, and then you go and play through the game and you find out she's a fucking succubus? What? So, yeah, I think that's one reason why, too, is not necessarily her looks, but you find out that, hey, guess what? She's a fucking succubus. Like, this entire time I wasn't even attracted to a female in a video game. It was a succubus in the video game. They did their job. So, yeah, that's my end rant. Spoilers on that.
Spoiler alert. Unspoiled.
Boy, if I had to pick another one, Rize from Persona 4, or Persona 4 Golden, whatever. Rize is best girl, and people listening to this are probably like, no, Chie is best girl, or no, Yukiko is. You can fuck off. And then for it, I don't know. There's a lot of like, maybe not necessarily sexually attractive, but you're like, dang, why? If this person was real, holy crap, they would look, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. But
I do things.
right? I don't know. That's really the two that stick out to me is Rize and Catherine with a C.
The blonde Catherine.
Yep, blonde Catherine.
Hmm.
And if I'm being honest, Elizabeth from
Come on, you take it all my fucking. You took two of my choices.
Damn. Yeah, I won't go into why. I'll let Eric explain why he does. But yeah, Elizabeth.
No. You go into why because I want to know
Okay.
your reason.
He's like, you gotta pick a new one, damn it.
I think the main reason I did is because she was like strong and independent, and just kind of as the story progressed, you just started to see more character development out of her, and it made her, real. Like some of these video game characters are like, oh, let's slap on, let's spend a bunch of money and slap on huge tits and invest in boob dynamics, And
Hey, now, there's nothing wrong with that, though.
Well, no. There's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, I guess that's one reason why, or I guess that's the reason why, is just character development, and she seemed to be more realistic of an idea, as like video games portray, women and men as crazy and like, oh, this could never exist in real life kind of thing, but Elizabeth was, or could have
What
been.
game?
BioShock.
Okay. You didn't really. I interrupted you last time when you went to say the name, but I knew which Elizabeth you fucking meant.
So yeah, that's my choices.
For me, it was let's see, Catherine. From what you call it, Catherine from the game Catherine, the blonde one, because mainly not because she's really hot, although she was, for an anime chick character, but because she was voiced by Laura Bailey. Oh God damn it, Laura Bailey! If you're listening to this, maybe in the next life. Because Laura Bailey, she's very beautiful and she's very, very fucking talented. She does, the voice of Maka from Soul Eater.
Yep.
But it's Shin Shang, all those voices. She's very talented at voice actress. She's Lust from Full Metal Alchemist. But yeah, I just like the idea that it was her voice, and I like her voice a lot, and that voice she picked, I just liked. I was attracted to it. But Elizabeth, it would be another one from BioShock Infinite, mainly because she keeps your ass alive, and she feels like she's actually an important person to be, to be around, rather than, just being like Last of Us, Ellie, she was important to be around, but in grounded mode, I mean, not grounded, but in survival mode, she really helps you out. But there's, if you play on normal or easy, she doesn't really do that much.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just there, gets in your way, and she blocks you, and you're like, fucking get out of my way. But Elizabeth never got in your way. She seemed like an important person to be around, and she fed you health, ammo, all that, salts. So she kept your ass alive.
And then you find out that she's been... Spoiler alert! Okay. And then you find out that she is your daughter.
Yeah.
In the game.
Well, not my daughter per se, but still.
Well, yeah, exactly. Not our daughters, but Booker's daughter.
As they say, incest is best.
Keep it in the family.
Yep.
Lannisters.
Yeah, right?
Oh, whatever.
But yeah.
Anybody who knows me knows I don't really care for Game of Thrones, but okay. That can be another topic another time. Y'all can yell at me and call me a fool.
And tear you to shreds.
Yeah. I don't mind it. I'm just not, sycophantic crazy about it.
Yeah.
Like how people are with The Walking Dead. They go, 1 week till this. I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah,
I don't.
I'm that annoying friend on Facebook that shares those countdown things.
Yeah. Well, that's cool that you're into it, but I'm just not really. I don't really shows that I'm really into are basically ones I own on the streaming service that I have. I'm not gonna name it because I don't want to pay anything, royalties or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if we would have to or not. I don't know. Anyway, I just want to make sure. But
Yep.
but I'm not really like crazy about TV that much. Maybe it was mainly House was the only one that I was really obsessed with.
Yep. So,
In The Office and Parks and Recs. But other than that,
those damn shows. I just finished The Office.
really?
Yep.
I refuse to watch the last season because I don't want it to end. I refuse to acknowledge that it ended.
Yeah, it's really depressing. I'm
I don't want to know anything about it. Don't tell me.
No,
Because
I'm just like, now what?
La la la.
Yeah, because one day I will watch it and I probably will cry like a little baby, but still, I don't want to acknowledge the fact that it ended right now because it ended with like Will Ferrell. I mean, I remember Will Ferrell was what was it? Will Ferrell that was the boss in like season 7 or whatever
Yeah, yep.
after Andy left or whatever. Yeah, I remember that, but then I stopped watching because I'm like, I'm close to the last season. I don't want to end it.
Yeah. That the day I watch the end or hear about it is not today.
Yep.
So we kind of toning things down from sexiness.
Aw.
And to put this out there, I don't even know where I was going with that. Never mind. First game you beat. That. See now, there's.
For me, I remember. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say there's games that I 100% beat and games that I beat the story to, so that's where I'm stuck at. But go ahead.
For me, the very first game I beat was Mario. You can beat the shit out of. I mean, the very first Mario.
Yep.
But the very first game that I remember that I actually worked for, not really because it was kind of challenging to a point, except for a 5. Well, I don't know how old I was. Maybe like I got a Nintendo when it was like the Action Pack one. I think in '86. So I had that game with Duck Hunt. But I think the game that I actually like went for that was challenging to me was either Mega Man 2 or Mario 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember in what order because back then I didn't really take notes in my head. I just played them.
Yeah.
But I remember I had an impact on me those 2 games when I beat them.
Mm-hmm.
And even though everybody says Mario 2, Mega Man 2 is the easiest one, you know, for a fucking 6-year-old or a 7-year-old or whatever, you know, it's still kind of hard.
Yep.
At least I viewed it as hard, but after a while I just got used to it and better and better and better because I kept playing it over and over. Like back then, I viewed games that had replay value because I don't even know if you could trade in games back then, back in the 80s. But nowadays I just play a game, I beat it, and I just like go, okay, I'm done with it. Goodbye.
Yep. Yeah, there's very few games that I keep on to anymore.
The games I keep on are the ones that are downloaded to my system because eventually I'm going to delete a lot of them because I have to because my terabyte's almost full. But ones that I kept were BioShock Infinite. Like BioShock Infinite was the very first game I could really play over and over again. Like I would tell my one of my friends who loved playing Mass Effect 2 all over and over again. I'm like, how could you play that game over and 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 over? You know what's going to happen. You know everything in that. You know line for line what's going to happen. Why is you still play? I don't get it. Then I played BioShock Infinite, and I absolutely loved it. And I played it over and over again. I played it for Xbox 360, then PS3, and then I'm gonna play it when it comes out for PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, it comes out November 27th.
Right. I'm hoping.
Fingers crossed. My fingers crossed. Because I posted that on Facebook.
That would be amazing. That'd be a good way to end the year.
Yeah. I'll play all of them. I never beaten the first one. I've never beaten the second one because my save on the second one was shit.
Mm-hmm.
I had like zero drill fuel. I had like 7 shots and then 7 bullets, and that was it. And like a full thing of the plasma or the whatever what do you call it, the atom or Eve, whatever you call it.
Yeah,
and
plasmids were. Oh yeah. Wait, that was the powers, but yeah.
Yeah, but I had that, and then I was by like a group of splicers. And I'm like, I can't keep killing them. I can't kill them because I die. Because I don't really like playing slow characters. I'll admit that. And the Big Daddy's not slow, but he's just slower than every other character in the game series.
Yep.
So yeah, but number 1 I never beat because my friend wanted me to go through through my friend Kevin. He wanted me to go through the walkthrough to get all the what do you call the audio logs because they tell most of the story that way. And I just stopped doing that, and then I just gave up on the game.
Yep.
But yeah, sorry, that was my spiel.
So, Levi, what was the first game you beat?
Man, I think for me,
Got on that.
it was probably Final Fantasy VII. I played a lot of games before that point, but I don't remember ever actually beating any of them. I guess I had like ADD, I was like, ooh, shiny new game, and I'm kind of like that now. Like I do that, I'll start to get all the trophies for something, and then just go ooh ooh ooh, you know.
I'm that way too.
Yeah. So I think that's what I think is the one that I had was the first one was
Plus, I buy a lot of games too, but yeah. But I hear you.
yeah, Final Fantasy VII for me, I think.
So, first game I beat. So 100% completion wise, it would probably be Super Smash Bros. 64. And I know there really wasn't a story per se, but unlocking all the characters, Captain Falcon and Jigglypuff and Ness. That was probably the first one 100% wise I beat. But like first storyline game that I beat was probably Pokemon Red.
Cool.
So, I mean, because, hey, you're starting out as a 10-year-old, and at that time I was like 7. So, I mean, it was kind of relevant, I'm like, hey, I'm 10 in 3 years, whatever. And then, just going out on this quest to beat all 8 gyms and take down the Elite Four and destroy Team Rocket, as far as 100% completion goes, though, it was near impossible back then. Even like you could insert Game Shark, and put Pokemon in your games and stuff. I don't think you could do that with Red and Blue. I think that was when Gold, Crystal, and Silver came out. But you couldn't get Mewtwo. You couldn't, or Mew. You couldn't get Mew, unless you did like this glitch where you went to, I don't even remember. But that was one that I probably sat down and played, and then I'm like, hey, I beat the Elite Four. I'm done, and it felt great. And it just continued on, it stuck. So, I went from Red to Blue, which I don't know why. My friends played Blue. We traded Pokemon with each other. I was just that kid who wanted to have both, I guess. But then Gold and Silver came out, and originally I picked up Silver. And then I went with Gold afterwards, and then Crystal, and so on and so forth then, leading up till just recently they had Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the remakes of Hoenn, which is crazy to think about that not only have I played the original throughout my lifetime, I played the remake as well, It's kind of weird. But, I mean, they're games that I constantly strive to beat. It's one of the few games, too, that I'm like, alright, I have to 100% do this. Like, it's one where I tell myself, it's funny to think that the Pokemon games are like $40 a pop. And I'm like, I have to 100% complete this. But then I'll buy a game for $60. I'll be like, oh, I beat the main story. That was fun.
Yeah.
Here, GameStop, take my give me $10 for this, Whereas Pokemon, I've kept them all. I don't know.
Get them all.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I've strived to do, and I have. I complete national decks, and it feels fucking great. What's it get me? I don't know. A pat on the back from people who can't do it. But a shiny in-game fucking certificate that says you have completed the national decks. Good job. But I don't know. Pokemon will always be just a part of my life, and it's something not to get like too deep and down in this hole or whatever I'm going down, but just it's Pokemon something I could go to when I had nothing else, like, oh hey, all my friends are on vacation this weekend, or oh hey, all my friends are being a bunch of assholes because we're in elementary school, we're in middle school, we're in high school, go go through a shitty breakup. Well, I'm just gonna sit on my bed all day and play Pokemon, and that's what I did, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like I said, not to get too down in the dumps and sappy with this shit, but it's just one thing I always went to, and like I said, it's one thing I always strive to beat, no matter what. I think it's this mentality I have to always be a better person than I was before, like in a way.
Mm.
It's weird.
To be the very best.
Like no one ever was. Yep. Yeah. So.
Are you excited for Pokemon Go?
I am. I'm just hoping with Pokemon Go, I'm hoping that I don't have to go outlandish places to get shit. Like Mewtwo, I have to go to Paris. Like I hope that doesn't happen.
Some of those are like raids though. Like Mewtwo would be a raid.
Yep.
Legendaries would be raids.
I seen the meme where it has somebody playing a future Pokemon Go thing. It has somebody looking for something, and there's people in like a Team Rocket outfits beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, Rocket.
That's what I.
I was gonna say it actually reminds me of a post I saw on Reddit from 4chan. So basically from 4chan. But anyways, it said how since now kids are gonna be out and about trying to capture legendary Pokemon, it's like, why don't we create a real life Team Rocket and beat kids into giving us their legendaries? Like, that's messed up thinking, but it's funny how, finally people could play as Team Rocket if they really wanted to. Pending jail charges and whatnot. But
or blasting off again, I mean, that's kind of the main thing you don't want to have when you're a Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Getting it off.
I mean, if you get blasted far enough, they did find water on Mars, so I mean, you could live there.
For 0 seconds. But I mean, there's water there now.
But yeah, Pokemon Go will be hopefully awesome, pending microtransactions, but I doubt it. I don't think Nintendo's gonna dig themselves a bigger grave than they've already done. So yeah, I guess all in all, that leads us to the last thing, a last topic. First game console you had.
My first.
Let's go first.
Oh, I'll do it. My first game console was the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and the reason we got it, we went to a garage sale, and I was like, I looked around, kind of see if there was anything, and I saw this basket, and in this basket was a Super Nintendo with a bunch of games, and as I was reaching for the basket, some dude like grabbed the basket and he pulled it away, and I'm like, no, like it was right there, and he pulled it away and he got it and he bought it, and I was like, fuck. But I felt super I felt just so sad, and I was super sad about it. Just crushed, because I really wanted that Super Nintendo. And I guess the owner, the dude who was actually running the garage sale, felt bad. So he's like, well, here, check this out. And he sold us a NES with like a huge fucking box full of games.
Cool.
For super cheaps. Like it had it had the Duck Hunt, all that stuff with it. Duck Hunt, Super Mario's. I think it had Contra.
Contra.
A bunch of other games that I can't even remember. Like there was one you play as a dragon, and you get like extra heads. It's one of those shooter kind of games where where you're like a plane and you just shoot shit, but you're a dragon instead. Bart versus the World, where you're fucking Bart Simpson skating around. All the fucking Ninja Turtle games. which is where I got like crazy in for that game. Like I recently bought an NES with the Ninja Turtles game just so I could like relive that memory.
Turtles in
Which one though?
Time. Turtles in
What?
Time was one of mine. I think is the name of it.
Well, they have the arcade game too that I have from my friend. He let me borrow his NES and it has
Yeah,
Turtles the arcade game.
yeah, it was the arcade game.
Oh yeah, it was the arcade game. Why am I thinking Turtles in Time? I don't even
I
remember.
think I think I think that was another game, but I don't know if it came out. It might have been on. I think it was on Super Nintendo, that one.
Yep, I think it was. Now that you mentioned
But
it.
but yeah, I had those. I had a bunch of other ones that I don't even remember if I played them or not. Like there were just so many. And then we ended up selling it because we had to move, and like my parents sold it, and I was super sad. They sold it because they bought us a Nintendo 64 for Christmas, and I still played the Nintendo 2, which was really sad. But they sold it because we had a newer system. And I was like, no. But yeah, that was
anybody?
my first
I'm
system
sorry.
was the Super Net was the Nintendo.
Without anybody jumping down my throat and verbally attacking me, can I ask you one thing?
Huh?
I don't see the huge appeal in an N64, so can somebody please explain to me the appeal?
I think it was just like ahead of its time.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. I mean,
I guess back then when you got it and it would have wowed you, yes, because I never had one. But now looking back, I'm like, people are obsessed with this console. I'm like, why? Because I had a PlayStation. I'm like, I had a PlayStation instead of that, but instead of Nintendo 64. So I never really. My friend had a 64. I played it, but it wasn't really like I didn't really play it. I watched him play it actually because he's one of those people who were like, it's my game, you know.
Yeah.
but
yeah.
yeah.
Well, for now, it's like nostalgia reasons because a lot of people grew up with those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that
Yeah.
because I was like that. I was like that with Abe's Odyssey, and then I made my friend Kevin buy it, and he's like, "This game is kind of crap." I'm like,
Yeah.
I guess it was a nostalgic factor there for me because it was released on the PS4, and I was just like,
Yeah, now
nostalgic
it's the nostalgia factor, and that like those are also like fucking indestructible game systems too.
Yep.
They
yeah,
were tough
true.
as shit.
Well, that's
Uh,
like going off of that into the GameCube. It's like it seemed like the GameCube just wasn't there.
yeah, people use the GameCube more for a doorstop
Yeah.
because it was equally as indestructible, but it just wasn't as good a system. It had slightly better graphics, but it wasn't that great. I mean, compared to the PlayStation 2 and then the Xbox, it fell short.
Yep. And I think that's where Nintendo just started to fall short every
Yeah,
time.
because they couldn't keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they kept on with that, and they kept on making really weird decisions. Like they had the little mini discs, the
Yeah.
cartridges nobody wanted to make anymore because they were into CDs. Like PlayStation was into CDs, and then they 64 came out, and they were doing the cartridges, which cost more to make. So they priced up. They made it cost more for you to buy. Well, for you to buy them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That I remember because I remember going with my friend and buying games. I think they were like $80 or something like that. I think.
Yeah, they were
Maybe
crazy insane. I remember that.
Or maybe it's the game that he bought because I remember he bought the Zelda games, Ocarina of Time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And I remember him playing that, and I wanted to play it, and I tried playing it when he would like go to the bathroom, and I'd grab the controller and move my character around a little bit, and then he'd come back, and he's like, it's my game, get off it, it's my save.
Fuck you, dude. Don't play my game.
My house, my rules.
So my first console, not one that I owned, but my parents owned, and I got to play, was the Nintendo Entertainment System. For sure.
I think all of
NES.
us, Nintendo.
Yeah, and so besides Duck Hunt and Mario, and besides Ninja Turtles Arcade, another game I played a lot was called Town and Country Surf Designs Wood and Water Rage. So like, it was
Long name.
Yeah, it is a long name. It was like this surfing, skateboarding game where you had to move your character up and down the screen to avoid potholes and holes in the street and
I
alligators.
think I know that.
Yeah, and it's It's one I just had to look up the name for it. I couldn't even remember. I was just like, yeah, I know it's a surfing and skating game, and you can play as like a monkey or a guy or a girl, and that was probably the one. But the first two consoles I owned, being the 64 and the Game Boy Color, those two were the first like me own me own this first one that I owned, that I got for Christmas and birthday to follow. But and we got the 64 that first Christmas. It was crazy. My brother was only like 2 at the time, and yeah, we got it for Christmas. And first game I got was Super Smash Bros. And then I guess from there, just kind of we got the PS2 and the Xbox, but the next one I physically bought myself was a PS3.
Cool.
Leading me down into a deep, dark Sony hole, but
that dark hole, that deep dark hole.
But yeah, that was the first console I owned, or yeah, was basically Nintendo. I think that's kind of where a lot of people started.
Yeah, mine was Nintendo. Like I said, I got the Action Pack one. It was my one that I remember for Christmas. I got that. My mom. It was said to Santa, to Eric from Santa, but I don't know if Santa actually got me it. I don't know. It could be my mom, because my mom still to this day, when I go over Christmas, it's still, look what Santa got you. It's like, no, Santa didn't get it for me. Yeah, Nintendo was the first one. Then I got a Sega for Christmas as well, which I liked. I liked it, but Super Nintendo, is better than really kind of better than that. But I remember it was Nintendo, and I remember just playing the shit out of it when I was younger, and I loved it. And even though I said to Eric, my parents were kind of like, "Oh, it's the family's." I'm like, "No, it's mine." I didn't say that, but I wanted to go. If I had any capability, I would have said,
Mom,
"No, it's
Santa
mine."
got this for me.
Yep.
I was gonna say that reminds me of another console I got. The Dreamcast.
Sega Dreamcast.
Way, way, way ahead of its time, and it died too fast. But let me tell you, that system was the bee's knees.
Really?
And I think the only game I ever got was Rayman.
Oh, really?
But yeah.
So, didn't they used to with one called a Sega CD?
Yeah, I'm almost positive that was one.
Was that like I don't know. I have no idea.
I can't even think right now. The Sega CD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Wasn't that the Genesis mixed with another system? I thought.
I think so.
I have no idea.
Yeah, it was like an expansion for the Genesis. I think so you could put discs in it.
And if you really want to go back to the very first game, games that you actually played when you were like younger, if you count computers, then I played a lot too then. But PC gaming was different back then than it is now.
Oh yeah,
as everybody knows. Yeah. It was Secret of Monkey Island, Where in World was coming, San Diego,
Spaceman, Pinball.
Yeah.
Prince of Persia. What was it? Doom? Yeah, Doom Doom.
Oh yeah, old school Doom. I always liked on PC games Age of Empires, specifically Age of Empires 2. That game is the fucking best. It's such an awesome turn-based, or not an RTS, real-time strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And they remade it, and that was one that we used to have on like an old Windows 2000 computer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember the game Second Life?
Second Life.
It sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
It's where you can actually be like another person in another life.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah, didn't they? Wasn't this on The Office too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was.
don't know.
It
Yeah,
was.
and then Dwight's Second Life made a Second Life of
Yeah.
the game so that he could further detach himself from reality.
uh, so yeah, that pretty much wraps up the first podcast. Um, talking about all of our video game V cards versus first games, first systems, first love in both the sexual and iconic routes. Um, you guys got any shameless plugs? Anything you plug in?
Well, October 9th, I'm going to be playing. I'm going to be streaming, broadcasting, what you want to call it, on my Twitch channel. The Uncharted series, not all the series all at once, but I'm going to do like a little bit of each, so you can all can see what it looks like, and if it looks like an upgrade from the PS3. So I like playing games on my Twitch channel, but ones they all have endings, but you know what I mean, like 2 hour ones, like Life is Strange and every Telltale's game, but I don't really like just playing a game, then stopping, then picking it up.
Yep. Yep.
I like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I've got a shameless plug. And this shameless plug is great. You know why? Because it has to do with Star Wars month. I remember our nice little announcement of Star Wars month, from the release of Battlefront all the way to the eventual, it almost seems like it's super long away from here, release of Star Wars Force Awakens in theaters. So from November to December 17th to the 18th, or whatever it was.
Yep.
We're going to do a whole thing of Star Wars. So check all that shit out. And I'm going to be doing something I don't know. I don't really know how I'm going to do it exactly. But I am going to take some of my magic decks and sleeve them up in Star Wars sleeves, and then go crush scrubs at F&M's with that on. With some Star Wars sleeves on, and probably post results or something. I don't know exactly how the rest of it's going to go because I didn't quite think it out. But Star Wars related, Star Wars month. And we got a lot of cool shit coming for you guys for Star Wars month. So stick around.
Yeah, I'm going to give my Twitch channel now. Twitch.tv/Eric Ignorant.
Right on.
That, yeah. He gives away stuff too. We give away stuff. Our other buddy who wasn't here today, Travis, gives away stuff from his stuff. So
I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away a copy of Uncharted Nathan Drake collection.
Ooh,
damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, tune in on Friday for Eric's stream.
I was thinking about doing it on Tuesday when it comes out.
Oh, Tuesday, duh. I forgot games come out Tuesdays. This
I can never pick them up, but I have to work on Tuesday.
This stupid Avengers releasing on Friday got me all mixed up. My shameless plug would have been for Star Wars month. Be sure to tune in to Beyond the Multiverse on Facebook. We got some cool stuff coming, like we already mentioned, from November 17th through December 18th, which is an insane amount of time.
A whole month.
So I guess my shameless plug then, outside of that, would be this upcoming Wednesday, the 7th. Tune in to Twitch TV or twitch.tv/Beyond That Multiverse. I'm going to be streaming some Star Wars Battlefront beta. It goes live this Wednesday.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Too.
I have Wednesday off. So it's going to just be an entire day of Star Wars. Will I stream it all? Yes, probably. So you'll get to see me get acclimated to the controls, get to see me get destroyed.
Crush like a scrub.
Watch me fly TIE fighters, because that's all I'm probably going to do.
I'm gonna be on the walk of the Imperial Walkers, and not really owning everybody because it's easy to own. Because you can kill them, but still, destroy them, but still.
The at.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my shameless plug. Just all Star Wars. So starting this Wednesday, gonna be streaming that through not only mine, Eric's gonna be streaming it. He said through his. So just stay tuned to the Facebook page. We'll be posting updates as we go live with our streams, etc., etc., etc. Just a kind of another thing Star Wars month related, we got coming up in accordance with the prizes. Um, some of them we're going to kind of keep, like the road to Star Wars month, we'll kind of announce with every podcast like a new prize. So the first prize we're giving away, we kind of already announced, but we're going to give away movie tickets to the movie. Hoping the premiere. We got something cool in the works for the premiere of The Force Awakens. We'll kind of let you know as time goes on and as we get more confirmation what that all entails. But yeah, we're going to be giving away some tickets to the movie just by watching the Battlefront streams we do. So that was my shameless plug. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
But thanks everyone for listening to our first podcast. Hopefully we're going for one every week. Hopefully we can get them up. I'm thinking, I don't know what day sounds good. Maybe Wednesdays, Mondays or Wednesdays, somewhere in there. We'll figure out an exact day, as we kind of get into the rhythm of it. But once again, stay tuned to Beyond the Multiverse for more gaming, anime, Star Wars, you name it. Just stay tuned.
Stay tuned and don't be a scrub. No
Don't.
scrubs allowed.
I don't want no scrub.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.